All right, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Jeremy, and I will be coordinating this event on behalf of IT experts. Just really quick, guys, this webinar, it's going to be recorded and shared with hundreds of our students. So we may publish this on LinkedIn and YouTube so other people can take advantage of this, okay? So just before we begin, I'm going to ask everyone just to mute their mics and to shut off their cameras just so we can conduct this a little bit smoothly. And if you guys do have any questions or whatnot, please put your questions in the chat room or in the idea boards link, which I will provide to you guys right now, because I see that everybody might not have on this one, the link that I provided, guys, it'll take you to this page right here, to this page. You can also find the forum again if you can't find this page, infotechguide.com about us, and just click on forum. And again, it'll take you right here. And here to access this, you guys need to make sure you guys are logged in. Once you guys are logged in, you will be able to see everything that we provide for you guys. Any questions that you guys have on any topics, pretty much we have answers for here. All right, and then again, after that, we do also provide quizzes for you guys as well. Also in the link in the chat box, you guys will see. And then once you guys click on that link, it'll take you here to these quizzes. So again, if you guys want to brush up on your skills or get a little refresher, here are some of the quizzes that you guys can take on our website to help you guys get a little refresher on. Okay. All right, and then, so now again, going back to our job assistance support packages that we do provide for you guys. Here is the link to that right here. And it will take you guys to this page right here. So here's our packages that we provide for you guys. If you guys want to take them all as a whole, you guys can, or you guys can take individually in resume, interview, preparations, internship guides, or job support services. All right, and then other than the job assistance support packages that we provide, we also help in specialized career paths programs. So here's the link for that. So by clicking on that link, guys, it'll take you directly to this page. All right, and here's our specialized career path programs that you guys can take, get more information on, and with the cost of the courses as well. So go ahead and save these links, guys. They're very important. All right, guys. And then we also do provide free videos for job preparations and other stuff that we offer here at IT Experts and our YouTube page. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a link to that. Really quick, just give me 1 second. And here's a link to that as well, guys. Let me go ahead and show you guys how it looks. So once you go ahead and click on that link, it's going to take you directly to our videos here. And here we have numerous videos to help aid you guys on your journey. So please subscribe. All right. And then we do also have Tom with us joining us today, one of IT experts. Again, he's going to answer some questions that you guys may have today. So, Mr. Tom, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you today?
Great, great. So thank you, Jeremy. I know it's pretty long explanations, but I'm hoping the audience are aware that they can write a questions in idea boards. More questions is better, so we can go over one by one. So it's worth repeating. Please, everyone, write all your questions in idea boards.
Right. All right. So let me read so I'll go ahead and I'll read you the highest voted question that we have so far right now. One of the highest voted question was how to explain your past experience.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone who are participating in this event. Make sure everyone write their questions because I would like to answer one by one all the questions. Jeremy, if you can click on sort by voted, you can see on the right top side, there is a drop down box where you can say create time.
Mhm.
Click on voted. So the questions will go on the top. If everyone takes some time and write the questions, this will help. So first question is how to explain past experience. So when you start the project, especially in interview, they will ask you a question. The most important question in interview will be, tell me more about yourself. And that's one of the most important questions. And that questions will set the tone. Remember, the first question will set the tone. Your interview will go successful or not, depends on the first question. Tell me more about yourself. Now, there are piece of advice. First thing, do not speak more than 2 minutes. Second, use 4 E's. First, E stands for education. Make sure you spell out your education. If you have strong education, make sure you spell out. Then experience, then expertise, then your expectation. So the way I start is, hey, my name is Tom. I have my Bachelor's of Commerce. I've been in IT industry for last 6 years. Currently, I'm working as a business analyst in so and so firm, and my role of responsibility is this. Try to answer in less than 2 minutes. When you try to explain about past experience, try to give like very high level. So example, in early stage of my career, I was working as an intern in so and so company. I was responsible for this task and I progressively improved my career path and I become a business analyst where I started working in a project team where I was doing so and so. Currently, I'm working in a Schaumburg marketplace where my role is a senior business analyst, where I'm responsible for a project. You can specify 1 or 2 projects and what specific tools and technologies you are doing and what specific role you are playing. Try to answer each and every questions less than 2 minutes because what interviewers are looking for, how clear, how crisp, and how concise you are. Remember, clear and crisp is important. If you take longer than 2 minutes, you are not helping, you are hurting. So make sure, be prepared for that question because you may be asked that questions. Tell me more about yourself. And more clear you are, more positive tone you set in the interview. Back to you, Jeremy.
Right, everyone. All right. So again, I'll go through this stuff one more time so that way everybody gets a clear understanding of how to access this information and how to go about navigating the websites, okay? For Tom, if I have a career gap, how should I show that in my resume?
Yeah, so the first of all, everyone should write a story. So like example, let's say a housewife who has not worked for last 5 years. Now individual is taking training and now applying for a job. And when you are showing the gap, normally interviewer will ask question, why this 5 years? What did you do? Make sure you have a reasonable story. So example, hey, I was pregnant, I had a young kid, I could not complete, so that's why I took a gap. Or you can say I was working as a, I was working in India and now I came here, but I have work visa issue. So I could not work during these 5 years. Or you can say I was working, but because of family obligation, I was not able to work in a job market. Make sure your story to tell. It's okay to have a gap. Gap is not bad. But if you are having a good convincing story, then it's pretty good. If you are not able to explain interviewers why you have a gap, then they will have more doubt. Your goal is to clearly answer the questions and then move on. Don't continuously repeat that thing because it is not going to help. Your goal is, hey, I was not working during that 5 hours, 5 years, sorry, but now currently I'm working in a Shambar marketplace or I'm working on this company. And you're focused on what you are doing currently versus the gap. Our goal is instantly answer and switch over to the current reality. By doing that, you're showing recruiters that, hey, that was a past. The present is you're working, and make sure you focus on present, not past, because you cannot sell your gap. But what you can sell is your current setup. And currently you are taking training, you are taking internship, you are working on a certain projects. Make sure you emphasize that part because interviewer like to see what you are doing currently. They just wanted to know what happened in past just to make sure you are the right person. They normally scan your resume, and that's why it's naturally they're going to ask questions if they find gap, and it's not bad at all. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you. So the next question that we do have is during an interview, how should I share my weakness?
Yeah, so let me share my screen for a second because this will help. I'm not sure everyone is able to see the chat room. If you are not able to see chat room, we have a link in the chat room. If you are able to see in the chat room, please do click on the link and write your questions. More clear you write a questions, I would be able to answer. But first, let me share my screen just to address some of the details. Okay. Let me know if you are able to see my screen. And when you are able to see, I'll walk you through. Can I count everyone able to see my screen? Yes, perfect.
Yes.
So when you are going for interview, interviews are actually in a three-step approach. The first step approach is you're going for, let me just switch to that. It's called phone interview. So when you are going for phone interview, before interview, you got to prepare yourself. The most important thing is preparations. Majority people, what they do, they don't prepare and they just try to appear in an interview and then they think, oh, interview didn't go well. Technically speaking, interview is just like the way you are doing homework. just like you're doing lab or just like you're doing project. It is a small project for you. So first thing you need to know is what kind of interview it is. And the best thing is a job description. You got to read job descriptions. So when I go for interview, I first well prepare myself. Also, I need to know where I'm going for interview, the place, the location, who is going to take my interview. Do a little research. Read a couple of times your job description because job descriptions gives you enough clue what they're going to ask. Most important, your resume. So these are the two documents I would thoroughly prepare: job description and your resume, because interviewer has your resume and you have their job description. You need to connect the dots. What they are asking, do you have relevant experience in your resume? And make sure you provide with the project specific experience. Every time when you answer the question, remember 2 minutes law. If you are answering more than 2 minutes, you are overselling yourself. As you go further, read, read, and read. Make sure you show confident. Confidence is important. And as you go further, it's required preparations. When you're walking, nowadays people are asking in a camera on, or they're asking in face-to-face meeting. During this meeting, what they are looking for, your confidence, your preparations. And then when you meet, every angle people will observe you. Have a good firm handshake so that you are confident, so that you are energetic, and make sure you speak clearly. As you go further, there are certain standard questions will be there. Almost all interviews are kind of pattern, a template. I give you guarantee if you attend couple of interviews, you will know what would be the next questions. Interviews are predictable. What does it mean? You can be well prepared. If you are investing few hours of time before the interview, and you can convert interview as a job opportunity. As you go further, they will ask you your project experience as well as tools and technology experience. They will ask you about your certifications. They will ask you about your educations. They will ask you about your strength, weakness. These are called boilerplate questions. Almost each and every interview, you will see those questions. Hardly they will ask you one or two questions here and there, but majority questions about tell me last project. What was your role? What was your responsibility? What challenges you had? Why you like it? Why you would like to change?
That we have. So guys, don't forget, again, if you guys have any questions, please put them into the idea board so we can go ahead and ask them and have your questions answered, okay?
Can we ask everyone, like, do they have access to the idea jam? Because I see very limited questions are there. We have 30 plus members, and I'm not sure why they are not able to write the questions, because if they are attending meeting, this is for them. If they are
Yeah.
not asking questions, I'm afraid how can we help them? So first thing is be curious. If you want job, if you want preparation, be curious, be hungry, right?
Yes,
It
guys.
doesn't look
Don't.
like it doesn't look like you guys are hungry, right? Be curious, be hungry, right? You have to go extra mile for your own sake, right? If you are not having questions, there is no way you will get the answer. It's always good idea to have a questions because these events are designed by for you, and more questions you bring, more clarity we can have. Yes, Jeremy, go ahead.
Okay. So on to the next question that we do have here. It says, for a BA job, do I need to prepare SQL?
Yeah, so first of all, great question. Whoever is written, I think the person is really care for his or her career. So thank you for writing that questions. Other people, I encourage you. Remember first thing, questions, curiosities, commitment, these are the important thing will be visible. So if I am taking interview, I like to see person who is taking, asking more question. This question is about, hey, BA job. Technically speaking, BA is one of the most popular job in today's market. I'm sure all of you know all business are struggling. Recently, inflation is going high and competition is also high. So business analyst career path will be a growing or demanding career path. What does it mean? You're going to be competing with various groups. And when you are competing with various groups, you need to differentiate yourself. The best way to differentiate is find out core and complement skills. The core skills for business analyst is business analyst skill. Example, collecting requirement, designing, especially UML, business process modeling, planning, estimations, agile scrum. These are core skills. You must have to have product innovations, value or design thinking. These are the things people will ask you. But now in, industry is moving towards data, and data driven decisions are core aspects of business analyst day-to-day responsibility. So if you are applying for BA, my request is make sure you well prepare yourself with the data and data related tools. Example, you must know SQL. You must know SQL. Again, you don't need to be expert. You need to know how select statement works, how you can fetch data from available data sets. Example, if you have data for your customers or accounts or marketing data, how do you fetch relevant details? How do you visualize that using charts? How do you infer some of the details from available data? How can you help business to improvise? So that's called BI. If you have that appropriate skills, my my suggestion is you can sell yourself more in interview. But if you are a BA and if you do not know database, there will be one or two questions in your interview. And if you do not answer, it will appear you are not really advancing your career. You are not learning new tools and technology, and you might have a discouragement during interview because SQL will be in all interviews. You must know about SQLs. Again, it's not hard at all. If you know Power BI, if you know Excel, if you know Tableau, if you know database, if you know data related activities, make sure you spell out. Make sure you write in your resume too, because each and every resume you should have some shape or form references, what you have used, what database you use, what kind of data reports you did, what kind of analysis you did, what kind of business improvement you did. Make sure you have an appropriate example. Without example, your story will be weak. And it is extremely important that you use tools, but at the same time you also show the value. Where did you use the tool? How did you provide the value to the business? How did you make a difference? And that is what business is looking for. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, thank you, Tom. So our next voted question I can see here is, how can I get a project-specific internship?
Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, first of all, that questions is how should I get project specific internship? Now, all students have access to their instructor and their point of contact, maybe Harish or whomever they are working. They should reach out to them. There are few advice I will tell. A student or participant who are taking training, they need to show the commitment they are working for their homework, their labs, and their projects. We do want to give everyone internship, but internship is not for everyone. Let me repeat, we want to give internship to everyone, but internship is not for everyone. Why? Because if you are not attending class, if you are not doing labs, if you are not doing homework, internship is not going to help you. Let me repeat, the most important thing is taking step towards success. Attending class on a regular basis, it's very important. The most important is actively participating in a class with your peers, your group members, your labs, homework, project. All those things are important. While you're doing that, we do collect your information from instructors and others, and then we select certain individuals who are motivated, who are adding extra effort, who are committed for the career, and then we kind of reach out to them on a regular basis. At single point of time, almost 4 to 5 students are taking internship with us. But those students are shown that they are really care for their career and they are committed for at least 24 hours in a week. Let me repeat, at least 24 hours in a week. So if you are having 24 hours per week for your own career, we are here to partner with you. Again, this is only happen for those who are committed. So if you are committed, we are here to help. Everyone wants training, everyone wants job, but there is a what you call the intermediate step. After training, you need to build muscles. And the best way to build muscles is doing the project specific relevant experience, which we call internship. I have seen many students who are taking training and then they jump into the job market. And when they go through interview, they don't have a story and they get discouragement. Hey, I'm not getting a job because their story is weak. I also have seen in last 6 to 9 months, almost 16 plus students have completed successful internships. And I'm very proud to share all 16 students got a job. 100% success rate for internships. And they are not only got a job, they're able to retain the job because the muscles are stronger now. They've gone through the various challenges, various exercise, various group and all the team dynamics, process, innovation, all the concept they've gone through during internship, which is helping them to get the job, helping them to retain the job, and many of them are also accelerating in their career path. Many of them, after 6 to 9 months of work experience, they're getting promoted also. So the internship is a rocket booster, but it starts with your homework, lab, and projects. Again, we are here to help, but first person help yourself is you. Make sure you take training seriously. Make sure you do lab, homework, project, and other activities you do that. And then we are here to help you for internship. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. So we do have a question in our chat that they are not able to access the idea board. So I'm going to go ahead and ask that question now for Tom. So just tell me about a time when you made a major error at your job and how did you convey this to your upper management? Very good question.
Very good question. Again, idea boards is one of the best way you all should write. And I'm requesting all of you because it shows you how curious you are for certain questions clarity. Never underestimate, figure it out. Let me repeat again, figure it out. This link should work and it should work for all of you. So please try it out and do that. The question is major error at your job, right? And how did you convey this to your upper management? Remember one thing, what this question has three hidden agenda. The first agenda, are you honest? The second agenda is, are you communicating effectively? And third agenda is, how do you do risk mitigation? So there are three things that you need to address. Remember, everyone make mistakes. Everyone make mistakes. What does it mean? You need to commit. You cannot say, I did not make mistakes. So you have to have a story to tell. So I'll give you just an example. Hey, I was working on a project A. When we were working with our business customers, we were collecting requirements. I was interacting with many stakeholders and I was taking notes and I was summarizing notes and all. While during discussions, we came to know that project requirement seems like very doable in less than few months. So me and my team kind of did a brainstorming. We did like a rough estimation and we came around 2 to 3 months of time frame. And then we communicated this message to management and we started the project. However, when we started the project, we realized that we made certain assumptions and those assumptions turn out to be wrong. Though we have not documented, neither we communicated, not we have got confirmation from our stakeholder. So the mistake was made. Though assumptions were written, me and my team did assumptions written, but we forgot to communicate and we could not documented that in effective form. So I realized the mistake. I communicated to my management and I say, you know what, these are the assumptions we made. And based on that estimation was 2 months. However, the estimations is now no longer valid because the assumptions we made for the project, like example, we were initially thinking about technology, about on-prem technology, but now it appears customers are looking for cloud technology. Cloud technology is new to us, new to our team. It requires big learning curve. When I shared this information to my management asked one simple question. Hey, what can you do? So then I suggested now we need to share this information and try to come up with the mutual agreement that this is look like a scope change. Initial, it was on-prem requirement. Now we are talking about cloud requirement. My management will agree. They asked me to present the content in a both form, what was initially understood and agreed upon, and what was the estimation provided based on the prior information. After new learning, what are we thinking and what are the options on table? When we suggested these options, our customers were very clear that there was assumption made that it was an on-prem product and now we are moving to cloud. However, management were very flexible. They like our honesty and our clear communications, and they suggested, why don't you do this? First start with on-prem, then have phase two, which is called hybrid from on-prem to cloud, and have a phase three, which is a cloud model. So my clear communications, my risk mitigations, my creative options turn around the situations. So this is the way, Jeremy, I will provide my answer. In that case, I'm showing I made a mistake, I committed that, I communicated, and I turn around by coming with the creative options. Next questions.
Very good question. Very good question. So the next question that we do have is, how many years of experience can I show in my resume?
Wow, that's a pretty interesting question. Please understand that answer will vary based on person to person. My simple request is, if you if you are older, and again, I'm not going to ask you your age, but let's say example, my case, let's just example, I'm 35 years old. I cannot say that I have only 1 year's experience, because if I'm 35 years old, then the natural question, if I say 1 year, then what happened with last 34 years? Average person complete college around 20th, so 20 years, so 20 to 35 means 15 years. The gap, what did you do? So story doesn't help you. But if I'm a 22 years old, then 1 year is perfectly fine. But if I'm, let's say, 40 years old, and if I say I have 1 year experience, story is weak, then you have to be well prepared. Why such a big gap? So what I would suggest is, you do need to fill the gap. So example, if I'm a 40 years old and I'm recently started taking training, and prior I worked as a let's say cashier, or maybe in Walmart, or maybe in XYZ store, then you frame those what you call your role and position according to your target job. So example, rather than saying I was working in a store, you can say I was a customer representative, or maybe market representative, maybe sales representative, and fill that gap. And when you come closer to your current year or current training time, you can say now last 4 years I'm playing this role. So make sure you have a proper story. Your years of experience will, I would say, closely relate with your age. So if you're older, you have to show more experience. It doesn't need to be all IT experience. Example, let's say I was daycare teacher, or example, I was gym teacher. That's completely fine. That's the experience you had. Remember, each and every job you do, there are 4 or 5 segments are transferable skills. So example, you work with people. Example, you work with the process. Example, you work with the tools. Example, you do planning, estimation, coordination, communication, influencing, leadership. These are the things are transferable skill, has an extra weight. So more you work, or more different diversified work you have done, make sure you write those things. Again, but title and position you have to associate such a way that it is helping you towards the job. Last 4 or 5 years, you have to show that you are in a relevant field. So minimum, I would show 4 years that you are in this field. Like example, if I'm applying for BA, or I'm applying for QA or PM, you need to show minimum 4 years, because less than 4 years, you are going as a beginner title. If you are very young, it's fine. But if you are elder, you do need to provide at least 4 years of experience in order for your resume to be selected. Otherwise, your resume most likely will not do magic. And that's why you might say, oh, I'm not getting calls. I'm applying, but I'm not getting calls, because your resume is not working for you. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right. I was going. This next question is also a very good question. This person asks, how much salary can I ask at a beginner job?
That's excellent question. Again, if you are attending this call and you're not writing questions, is not right. it means you're not ready. You're not convince yourself that I'm even ready for a job market. The person who wrote this question, I have salute for that, because whoever has written it, I can tell you that person is closer to the job market. So first of all, salute, awesome job. And that shows that you're almost there. When you're thinking about that salary, I mean, that question shows that you're already in a journey of interviews. And I'm pretty positive you're closer to the offer later. Attending events without questions is almost not attending events. So the person who asked, I'm congratulating you, first of all, that you are almost ahead in the curve, ahead in a curve. The salary part has a four factors. First, how did you perform in your interview? That's the first factor. If you perform poorly, you lose the negotiation power. If you perform very well, then you have a stronger negotiation power. So first factor is how did you perform in interview? The second factor is what kind of role you are applying. If you are applying role as example, business analyst. And third question is, where do you apply? Are you applying to Chicago or you are applying for Seattle? That matters. Location matters. So example, if I'm applying for Seattle, then based on the cost of living, your salary ask will be very high. If you're applying in Michigan, based on cost of living, your salary will be less. So first, how did you perform in interview? Second, what role you're applying? Third, which location you're applying? And fourth, which company you're applying? If you have all the details, I can happy to sit down next to you and explain you what kind of salary range you're looking for. The best example I can tell you, put your title and select the city and go to glassdoor.com. Glassdoor.com. Let me repeat, glassdoor.com. Write a title, business analyst, select the city, and it will give you approximately range. Again, it gives you a distributions like example, person makes like 0 to let's say 120,000. Don't expect you will make highest, but you should be approximately midpoint or plus. Depends on your interview, depends on your education, depends on your experience, but you can minimum expect midpoint, because most of the company will give you midpoint or plus. Now, if you think you are very smart, if you think you have years of experience, then you should go higher than the midpoint, but closer to the higher value. And again, it case by case varies. We have many students or many participants do ask about salary negotiation, and we do meet those and we educate them. Recently, we had two participants who recently applied in Seattle. Before he accepted the offer, he called me and he asked me suggestions. I gave a couple of pointers, and you will be surprised after two or three calls, he increased in $8,000, and he was very appreciative because it's a starting salary with 8,000 more. It means now 401k is more. Now any incentives are more because everything is multiplied by base salary. So his base salary increased just spending 5 minutes with me. $8,000 per year he increased. And that's the power of negotiation. Knowing your parameters really helps. So my request again, no Glassdoor. Go and find out how much they are offering in this city and this type of company, and then you start negotiating. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, thank you, Tom. So very good questions, guys. Please keep them coming. The next question that we do have is, which skills are employers looking for in candidates?
Uh, could you repeat the last sentence, or you were breaking up?
Yeah. It says, which skills are employers, what are they looking for in their candidates? What kind of
Perfect.
skills?
Perfect. So first of all, as an employer, I look for mainly three skills. First, the people management skill. Are you a team member or individual? The most important thing, how good you are with the people skills, which we call soft skills. Everyone must have a soft skills. And that's why in IT expert, we encourage everyone to work in a projects. There are many students who work in a group and amazingly successful. And there are many individuals who work in a group and they could not go along with the group. I have seen many examples. And the reason your people skill is not good. In interview, people will smell it. They will smell it. The people skill is visible based on your questions, based on your answers, based on interactions. So it's very important. You need to work on people skills. I encourage everyone to work with a cross-functional team because it will help you build you for a people skill. So first thing is a people skill. The second skill they are looking for is a technical skill. Technical skill means whatever role you are applying. Example, you're applying for BA or cloud or networking or DevOps or PM, whatever role you are applying, make sure you know the tools and technology, what they are looking from job description perspective. So example, if I'm going for cloud engineer and they are saying AWS knowledge is must, and if you do not have AWS certification, you're done. You're not going to get offer. So make sure you have a skills necessary for that job because they want a person should perform that task without anyone's support. So you got to have a specific core skill, which I encourage you to have a certification for that because they do encourage either you have years of experience or you have certification. Many of our participants do not have years of experience. In that case, you can substitute years of experience with the certification. So again, people skills, technical skills, and prior experience, work experience. If you do not have work experience, then you can substitute experience with educations or expertise. So you can show that you have done some internship, you can show that you have certified, if you can show that certain projects you have done, but you do need to show that, yes, I can do the job. Again, people aspect, technical aspect, and experience or certification aspect they look for. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right. Very good, guys. Very good. So the next question that we do have is, should I focus on contracting or just a full-time position?
Excellent. I think I'm very happy that some of you are already in a job market, and this shows that how curious you are. So my request is, if you are senior, when I say senior means person who is showing 5 or 10 years of experience, I would look for full-time position. I would not look for contracting positions because if you have years of experience or your age is about X, I'm not gonna defend anyone. As you aging, you look for full-time position. If you're very young, like college grade or college pass out, and you just recently started your training and all, you can easily take contracting job because in contracting job there are two problems will happen. Problem number one, you will be squeezed to work extra hours. In contracting jobs, most likely you will be working 10 to 14 hours a day, and contracting jobs normally require heavy travel and heavy workload. So these are both things newcomers may be able to do, but a person who has a family, person who has a work-life balance issue cannot cope up with the contracting job. So my request is, if you are senior or experienced person, try to look for full-time position. Full-time position may not give you high salary, but it gives you stability, it gives you security, and it gives you sustainability. So stability, security, and sustainability for your family, for your work-life balance, and it will not add stress. Most of the Chicago, there are hundreds of company has headquarters in Chicago. So good news, you can find tons of jobs in Chicago full-time as well as contracting. Another problem in contracting, you don't know whom you're talking to because most of the people whom you want to talk in contracting, they are recruiters and they will kill your time. They will take a lot of time. We call time robbers. They're going to take a lot of times and you are not going to get job because you don't know which are legit and which are time wasting. But in a full-time positions, you can talk to 5 recruiters and most likely you're going to get a better job and it's stability. You can stay for a company for a long period of time. It's a proud moment to work with a full-time company than contracting. So if money is your driver, maybe contracting might help. But if stability, work-life balance, family, and other priorities, I would strongly suggest full-time position. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you. So the next question that we do have, it says, how can I apply for a QA manual job while I am going through the Java training?
Yeah, so that's also a good question. The people who are taking training, again, I always request people, you have to define your career path, which we call a curve. So let me draw it. Jeremy, I will take control. So again, you will have a little bit audio issue, but we'll
Okay,
fix that thing.
awesome.
Let me draw it because this is a wonderful question, first of all. I'm glad these questions are coming from the audience, which is showing that how curious you are for the job. Those who are asking this question, I really think you are really thinking correct. So when you are taking training, you are going through various courses, and various courses are nothing but combo program. So when you are getting certain modules completed, you may want to try it out market, and it's completely fine to try it out market. In order to do so, as Jeremy mentioned about certain other free resources you have to work on your resume, work on your LinkedIn profile, and work on your interview preparations. And there are a lot of free resources Jeremy showed. And after completion of this seminar, we will share with you all the links and all. If you need some expert advice, you can also reach out to certain respective people, and you can have like a support packages also. But whichever module you completed, you evaluate the module. It can be QA manual, or it can be database, or it can be business knowledge. You should start applying. You don't have to wait for entire package to be completed. Why? Because this is called time. Time always works against us, especially if you are working in Chicago. As you're waiting, you are allowing your competitors to get your opportunity, and you may not get opportunity. The market doesn't wait for you. So don't wait. If you feel like you completed one module, which is called QA manual or business knowledge or database or cloud or AWS, get the certification. Start working on your resume. Start working on LinkedIn profile. Start doing internships, but start taking action and then start applying. I give you assurance that many people get a job here itself rather than waiting for a whole entire career path. Ideally, you should continue the training till you get a job. And once you get a job, you can decide what training you want to pick, and you can repeat the class as we discussed. Most important thing, get the job. And in order to get the job, anything you do it right. Whatever course you do, like example, if you're taking Agile Scrum, get the PSM certification. If you're doing database, get the database certification. If you're taking AWS Cloud, get the certification. Once you get a certification, you are ready for the job market, because people will see that you're expert, you have certification, you will get an opportunity. As a QA manual, you may be making less salary, but that's not a problem. It will help you to build muscles for the greater good. And after 6 to 9 months, you can apply for automation job once you have newer skills. So you can climb the ladder as you go further, but you don't have to wait for entire course to be completed. Depends on your career plan and career game. My request is start now, because market is not going to wait for you. Market welcome a person who is very curious, who is very hungry. And that's the reason I encourage everyone, start now. Start, working for yourself. And because very soon cold season will start. So November, December is very cold, and January, after that, it's pretty hard for you to get a job because the Chicago market is especially cold. Those who are outside of Chicago, in US market, quarter 4 is less hiring process happen because most company lost their budget. The new budget will start in January end. It means new market will start around March timeframe. So whichever time frame works for you, start working now. Okay, I'll stop my presentations and I'll give you again presentation, right, Jeremy, so you can share your audio. So let me make you presenter. Okay.
All right, thank you again for that. So let's see. All right, so the next question that we do have, it says, do I need to keep my LinkedIn and resume consistent?
Absolutely. So let me add my LinkedIn profile. Many of our students, everyone knows in IT expert, we have around 3,000 plus students overall. And many of you do not take power of that network. I'm adding a link in the chat room. They can connect with me. And if they can connect with me, they can connect to 10,000 recruiters in Chicago and US side. Just connecting with me, 10,000. But many of you don't even connect. So if you don't connect 10,000, what does it mean? You can connect to, when I say US means Texas is included. So 10,000 people will see your resume, see your LinkedIn profile. So you just connect with me and now 10,000 people will come to you. But before you go further, make sure you start having a good LinkedIn profile. And for that, I encourage you to watch our LinkedIn YouTube videos. So in IT Expert, I'm sure many of you know about our IT Expert YouTube videos. In that, we have a interview preparation video, there is a one video for LinkedIn. Make sure you follow the LinkedIn video and then start preparing your LinkedIn profile. Then start connecting with us, connecting with your recruiters. This is the best tool you ever do. Trust me. If you ask me the one advice, I would definitely suggest best LinkedIn profile. It will unlock your potential. Means if you want job, you need a better LinkedIn profile. If you don't want job, you can do anything. Without good LinkedIn profile, getting job is almost impossible nowadays. You may say, hey, I have good resume, but you have to apply. While LinkedIn, you don't have to apply, people will come to you. So that's why I like about LinkedIn, because 10,000 people will come to you rather than you apply to 10,000 jobs. Humanly impossible to apply 10,000 jobs. But what if 10,000 people see your LinkedIn profile? They will come to you. It means now you're getting leads. So good LinkedIn profile will improve your success. I encourage you to prepare the LinkedIn profile, but the first thing I would say, watch our YouTube videos. In that, go to resume, interview, and LinkedIn profile. Make sure you prepare your LinkedIn profile, then connect with your team members, connect with your project buddies, connect with your staff, connect with your instructor, connect with your professional network. You minimum need at least 500 connection in your LinkedIn profile. Then your LinkedIn profile will start coming in a search. Just like you search Google, people search talent, and your resume, your LinkedIn will start coming in their search result. Means you will start getting leads, calls, and emails. It means more opportunity. So definitely you should work on a LinkedIn profile. Again, you don't have to wait for the LinkedIn profile. You can get started now. You don't have to wait. It takes a couple of hours to prepare a LinkedIn profile. And once you start, you can always modify LinkedIn profile, because LinkedIn profile is living and working breathing document. You can modify whenever you want, however you want. So make sure you update LinkedIn profile in order to get a right job. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right. Very good, guys. Very good questions. Keep them coming, okay? So the next question that we do have is for internship, how many hours do I need to come to the IT expert office?
Wow. So this person seems like ready to go. When you complete the training, as I mentioned before already, that if you have done homework, lab, projects and all, and if you think like you know the tools, technology, and you are ready for extra challenge, please do talk to our point of contact, Harish, or your instructor. This will really help to formalize the internship program. Again, internships for everyone. There are certain rules and regulations apply. Minimum we need 24 hours contact contact hours, 24 hours. It's not for 1 hour, it's not for 2 hours, 24 hours. If even you can make 8 hours and 3 days, so 24 hours, or you can make 4 days, 6 hours, or you can do other way, whichever works. But we need 24 hours where we give a real life type of project, where we meet with you in a almost weekly basis. You are part of our team. We'll create your account. You will be working with our team. You will have a real work life experience. I have seen it works, it works, it works. But 24 hours is minimum guidelines. If you do not have 24 hours, then I'm afraid internship may not help much, because it requires a peace of mind, it requires dedication, dedicated focus, and it requires delivery, because we are demanding during internship. You cannot like sit tight and do this thing. Here you have to deliver it. So sometimes students come here 24 hours, and after going home they also continue work on that, because it is early stage of the project, so they have to put more effort. So internship, if you are committed, if you have work-life balance, no issue, and you can come in person, please talk to Harish and other instructors, and they will guide you further. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, very good, very good. So the next two questions, I think, they go hand in hand. So I'll ask the first question first, which is, when should I start applying for a job?
As I said before, I think I just answered that you should not wait. Ideally, when one module completes, whichever module you feel you're comfortable and you think this is the right way to get into job market, it can be QA manual, it can be AWS, it can be Power BI, it can be database, whichever module you feel like, hey, I like it, I want to go further, I want to build a career in this, go for it. But you need to complete at least one module. And once you complete the module, if you feel like confident, start working on LinkedIn resumes and start applying. and you can talk to our staff members who can help you for how to apply and all. We do have a job posting and other details. We can also help you, but the sky is the limit, guys. Sky is the limit. The best thing is make sure your LinkedIn profile is ready and people will start coming to you. The video which I'm mentioning has more details about like how do you frame your LinkedIn profile, that you look like a database guy, you look like a QA guy, you look like a cloud guy, and then specific recruiters will come to you. Absolutely, you should apply as soon as you complete the first core module. Mhm. Next.
Okay. And so the follow-up question to that would be after getting a job, would I still get job support?
Yeah, that's recently we have seen like I would say surge in a requirement. Last, I would say last 9 months, around 13 plus students who have taken job assistance program. So what does it mean? So once you get a job, reality will hit, because those who have not done great participation in homework, lab or project, they might have spent like 1 hour, 2 hour here and there. You are not building a muscles. And when you go to real life, you have to start working 8 hours. So in 8 hours, the real job may have a high expectation from you because they are paying really good salary. At that point, you feel like that, hey, I'm not able to do all the work. I need support. Good news, we do have a support program. So what we do here, I'll be honest with you, your job will pay you thousands of dollars. What we really need is you come to our office, we'll provide you a daily 1 hour support. So you can bring all your questions. We guide you, we'll pointers you in case if you need a programming support, we give you programming help. If you need like a approach, how to run the project, how to do the particular job, we'll sit next to you and we provide the guidance. So 1 hour we provide a daily. Of course, we'll charge for that because our experts will work with you, but you can retain the job. You can retain the job. Just to give you idea, in 8 hours you will make, let's say example, per hour you make $50. So in 8 hours you make $400 a day. You may be paying a small fraction of that to us. After a couple of weeks of job support, you will be walking and running by yourself. And if you need any time help, you can come here. Our goal is just to provide guidance enough and encouragement and necessary support so you can perform the job, you can retain the job, and you can do the necessary tasks for your job independently. If you want to repeat the training, there is no additional cost. Feel free and repeat the training. But you may have always a little bit fear factor when you start the brand new job. Everyone has to go through that journey. Trust, you have taken a training, you have taken a good training, you have done a good homework, your networks, your WhatsApp, your forum, every resources will be available, and we are here to help you also. So we are going to provide you job assistance support. Just ask for help and help will be provided. Back to you, Jeremy.
Right. Very good, guys. Very good. Let's see what the next question is. I think you might have answered this, but I'll go ahead and I'll ask it one more time just in case to get some more clarification for everybody. It says, can I get a job with just showing 6 months of experience on my resume?
Answer is yes. Yes, answer is yes. Remember, it depends on what kind of resume you have. So if you are very young and college, graduate who just completed college, you have wonderful story. 6 months is quite good for someone who just completed the college. But like example, if I'm a 40 years old and if I say 6 months, it's not going to help. You have to have recipe, and there are certain ways you need to be creative. Again, you have to be creative because if you are as you are elder, you need to have somewhere some story. It doesn't need to be IT experience. You have to have some other experience, but you have to fill that gap. So that filling that gap is key. And if you need help, we do have a certain programs every Friday 3 to 4. We have events where you can come and meet our staff who will provide guidance. Also, you can ask your instructor also provide guidance, but you can get a job with 6 month experience. Many of our participants and our students get job with almost zero experience. They just did internship for 2 3 months and they get a job. I would say last 200 and 250 students who got a job, out of that around 13 to 14 students who take internship, most of them had less than 6 month experience and they still got the job. So the answer is yes. You can get a job. You can present yourself quite differently in interview, and you can show convincing evidence. Yes, I know it. I can do it. Though don't have a prior experience, but I know how to perform the task. If you show the confidence, you can get a job.
All right, very good. So the next question that we do have, it says, can my resume be 2 pages long?
Answer is yeah. Resume ideally should not be more than 4 pages. Many people do 1 page resume. I would only create 1 page resume if I just came out of the college. But the two page to 3 page is the ideal. So if you are creating 2 page resume is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But if you have resume which is 7 page long, it's not a right thing. Try to squeeze your resume 1 page to 4 page, where 4 page is the max. My recommendation between 2 to 3 pages. So absolutely right.
Okay, awesome. The next question that we have, it says, can you provide tips on how to speak when approached by recruiters, the do's and don'ts?
Yes, so depends on which level you are talking to recruiters. So when you talk to recruiters, first thing, show the excitement that yes, I'm looking for a job. So that your persuasion means when they email you, you not only just say yes or no, but you kind of frame it such a positively, so person feel like wow, this person is energetic, person is really engaged. Try to make recruiters your friend. Try to be connected with them more often, right? And just don't focus on job, focus on relationship. Why? Because that recruiter might not work on one job, they might be working on multiple jobs. So try to show your strength, and the best strength is writing skills, right? The communication skills. When you email somebody, when you talk to someone, when you text somebody, right? Show that you are like a professional, and that is very important thing. The first thing is that. The second thing is whenever they ask some certain things, right, try to be complete. Don't just like have multiple interactions for answering simple thing. So be clear. If they ask certain type of date or time for interview, make sure you be precise. Example, they say when are you available? Don't just say morning. Say that Monday and Tuesday are morning 8 to 9. Try to be very clear because they really appreciate that. They are also looking for responsiveness, right? Okay, if recruiters email you, instantly respond them, because it shows that you are in a game, you are looking for a job. So those are the things. What you should not say, your weakness. Never ever say that anytime that hey, I don't have a years of experience, or hey, this is the first time I'm looking for a job. If they know your weakness, it will create a more damage than anything else. Because once they know your weakness, first they will push that button. Means your salary will not grow because they already know your weakness. Don't tell I'm really looking for a job. I'm not having a job, so I'm looking for a job. It means now your negotiation power is gone because they're going to give you least salary because you're keep telling that I'm looking for a job. Second, never do a contract sign. I will never sign contract with any recruiters. The reason, because US market is one of the best market. Trust me, millions of jobs are there. I don't have to sign contract. If you sign a contract, means you are tying yourself with one person. You can't do that. You can't do that. Never say something which is not correct. So example, don't lie. Example, let's say you are working currently in a company. They will ask, where are you working? Make sure you say a company. Let's say if you are not working, in that case you can say, hey, I'm taking currently training and I'm doing internship with Shamburg marketplace. You can say that, but you need to say something right, because they might double check it when they do background check. In background check, if you are not showing right, it will be a problem. We had a couple of students who got a job, and background check, they come out like completely different and they lost the job. And these are big companies, and the reason they did something wrong during the interactions will cost them a job actually. So I always say that say right and be professional, build a relationship, whatever in your resume, try to convince them, be on prompt, and this will really help you.
All right, very good, very good. The next question that we do have is how do you know if recruiters that are approaching you are legit? Any tips to watch out for?
Yeah, so first of all, That's a wonderful, first of all, great question. I like that question. That will, I always call data and noise. So if recruiter asks you to fill up certain forms, or recruiter asks questions about how many years of experience you have in these tools and this technology, or recruiter asks, hey, complete this Q&A, or do certain training, or they ask about, hey, fill up this thing, or do this program, run away from them. Those are body shoppers. Those are body shoppers. The real recruiters, they are normally ask you, when are you available? First thing they will talk about your resume, what you do, when are you available in the market, why you're looking for a job. They are asking very genuine questions. They're not going to ask you, hey, tell me more, da da da, fill up this form. They will not add any additional task. Genuine recruiters will try to understand who you are, and then they try to sell their company. They will try to sell rather than they ask you to fill up the form. They will say, hey, I'm looking for a talent for this company. This company is great. They are Fortune 100. They are looking for this kind of talent. They provide this benefit. They're trying to sell company. It means they are genuine. You have to differentiate. Otherwise, you will spend too much time in job search process and you will not get a job. So if you define that strategy that, hey, the recruiter is not asking me more questions, rather they're educating me more about job, about profile, about position, those recruiters are genuine recruiters. Most of the full-time positions recruiters are genuine. Most of the contracting positions are body shopper or staffing. I would not go for the contracting or staffing company. Why? Because you will waste a lot of time. 100 people you will talk and hardly 1 or 2% will work for you. But if you work for full-time positions or big company, you talk to 10 recruiters and 9 recruiters will work for you. So your opportunity will be very high if you go for full-time positions and right recruiters. Back to you, Jeremy.
Right. So the next one that I have on my list right here says, why do you think that you are a good fit for this position?
Wonderful. That you have everyone has to prepare that recipe. It's just like, last, I would say, question, which can make it or break it. Like every job, this question will be asked, why should we hire you? So I always tell people, show with confidence this answer. See, this is called ready-made questions. Always you will have. So you have to be ready-made answer. So example, start with this thing. Currently, I'm working on a Schaumburg marketplace, and this is the role I'm playing. I'm pretty happy what I do. However, when I looked at your job profile, it's kind of excited me. You are looking for certain tools and technology, which is I have experience and I think I can do better if I get an opportunity. I also saw your company. Your companies are doing a lot more product and innovations, which I like. I saw the news. Your companies are always in the news. So it seems like your company is really innovative and have a high strategy, customer focus, and various products, which is game changer. So I would love to be part of your company. I bring years of experience. I bring years of experience and I bring talent which can help you in accelerated growth. So that's the reason I'm looking for. And you should hire because I'm doing this work which you are looking for. I have proven myself in my prior experience and I'm pretty positive. Given chance, I can also do the same thing in your organization. So show that you are already working, so that you like the company, you like the position, you like the tools and technology which you are looking for. Show the motivation behind it. And this motivation is the key. Basically, they are looking for real motivation, why you are making a switch. And that's important. Never say that I'm unhappy here, I'm not making more salary, or I'm looking for career change. Don't just say, show that why, genuine reason why you're looking for a change. If they believe you are a right fit for the job. Back to you, Jeremy.
Okay. So the next question that I have here says, can one use itexps for the 3 or 4 years of IT experience if I have not worked in a formal environment in the last 4 years?
Yeah, straight answer is no, because we do not encourage anyone to write 3 to 4 years of experience with IT expert. IT expert is your training provider. You work with Schaumburg Marketplace and you work with your career coach or instructor. If you write more than 6 to 7 months of experience of any company, they will ask you a payroll, documents, and you may be in trouble. So I would not write any company where you have not worked with, because if they ask background check, how would you do that? If somebody say that, hey, person work on so and so company, they will ask contact person, they will ask your maybe salary slip, they may ask text document, they will do background check. Again, it will create a negative impact on your, because you will not be able to reproduce that, or you will not be able to provide those contacts. So my suggestion is, if you have never worked somewhere, be all polite and say, hey, I was working on so and so role before, however recently I have taken a training and I'm working as an intern in Shamrock Marketplace. I would rather say right than lie, because you may not be able to provide the adequate evidence, and it will be counterproductive later on. And I have seen two students who got an offer but could not get the real offer. Why? Because they could not provide the contact information during background check. They got a red flag and they lost the opportunity. They still cry because they did not hear my advice. If you are providing any references in your resume, make sure you have evidence. If you don't have an evidence, be careful. It's not going to work. Today or tomorrow, someone will find out. And why to go with the fear in mind? It's okay to say, hey, I'm in career transitions. I was working on this type of role in a bank or a credit union or Walmart. I took a training. I love it. I like IT. I'm taking the various training and various modules of various projects. And currently I'm working as an intern in so and so role or so and so company. Great. That shows honesty. That shows transparency. And many recruiters will consider that as a positive sign. So that's my answer. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right. Um, so the next one's it's a very interesting one. It says, can I apply for remote only, or will that make recruiters less interested?
First of all, the question whoever has asked is a very thoughtful question. So thank you for asking the question. I would never put myself in a binary decisions. Binary decisions means yes or no. So example, if you say, hey, can I apply remote? You're indirectly saying, I don't want to go in-person job. It means you are dividing opportunities significantly. You don't know which job is remote and which job is in person. I will be very honest with you. Remote jobs may require you in person, and in-person job may require you remote. So it's up to you. You can translate any job remote. So if you are interested in remote, you should ask recruiter, hey, do you have a remote work option? That's fair. Versus dividing job only remote. Don't do that. Why? Because it's you who prove yourself with the relationship with the people, that doesn't matter you go in person or remote, you're still adequate and you're efficient, you're effective. Then they will give you lifetime work from home options. But never do binary. I only want to work on remote. That there is no job like that. You make job according to your work life balance. Once you get an offer, you can negotiate, you can do convincing with your manager. Trust me, it works and it works. Once you get an offer, you can work with your manager and say, hey, I have young kids to take care, I have family to take care, can I work from home for first few weeks? And then later on you can say, hey, can I do this thing for long term? Every flexibility will be available as you prove yourself. But don't start with narrow mindset. Keep option open. Guarantee, I can give you guarantee, today's market, every managers will give you that flexibility which you are looking for. So don't worry about it. Remote is always an option, but don't underestimate in-person option as well. Just an example, right now Chicago, Detroit and New York, most people go to job only once in a day, once in a week. What does it mean? Company cannot keep the office now. What does it mean? Company will sell out or close the office, means 100% work from home. In few years you will see 100% work from home option will be there, because real estate is unnecessarily expensive and unnecessary company is paying, while employees are not going. After COVID, no one is going to work 100%, means remote is an option. Don't ask, it will be given to you. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, thank you. So the next question that we have is any ideal LinkedIn profile example? I do believe, Tom, that you
Yeah.
did tag your LinkedIn profile. If you wouldn't
Yes,
mind doing that again, just for people can get it
absolutely.
again and see that.
Yeah, and we have a video also. We have nice video in our YouTube. I would strongly suggest everyone to work for your career. Remember, work for your career means watch the YouTube video which we have in our LinkedIn profile. I'm going to add the link in the chat room so you can download if you want to. You can download. It takes only 10 minutes to create a beautiful LinkedIn profile. I hope you work for yourself for 10 minutes. And the 10 minutes if you work, your LinkedIn profile will be ready to go. 10 minutes only. And that simple video we have prepared, and anybody can watch it and prepare. We have 100,000 plus watch for that video. 100,000 plus watch. What does it mean? Entire world like the video. I hope you will like as well. If you can watch that video, this is the video link I added. Watch that video and you will know how to create a LinkedIn profile. And if you have questions, please do reach out to our staff. Every Friday we have career coaching advice, and you can always consult about, hey, how's my profile look like? And we can provide free tips and techniques also.
Very good. So guys, don't forget his LinkedIn is in the chat, and as well our YouTube page is also there. So we also have more information there as well. Okay. So the next question that I do have here is just tell me about a situation when you had to go out of your way to solve a problem in your job.
Yeah, so this is also a very good situational questions. Majority interview, I would like, three type of question. Ones are basic questions, which is personal. Seconds are project specific, and third is a scenario specific. So this is scenario specific. So you can always say that, hey, I was working on a Schaumburg marketplace. When I started the project, I realized that there are certain tools I should learn. So example, we were working on e-commerce project recently. We started project and I realized that I do not have a AWS cloud knowledge. So what I did is, as soon as I realized that in order for me to be more effective with AWS related project, rather than being non-technical, I started enrolling in a training. So I took a training in AWS, I certified with the training, I learned the AWS myself. Now I'm more effective writing use cases, working with the tools and technology and solutions. So this is the way I always go beyond. I immerse with respect to project tools, technology, and requirement. So whenever I have opportunity to learn new tools, or I need to go for training, or I need to put some extra time, I'm ready to do so. And I have done many times in my past. So some concrete example that you learn new tool by investing your personal time, investing your personal money, investing your personal resources. That is what recruiter like to see. There is a concept called figure it out. Rather than complaining, you kind of, you expanded your focus or scope, and you resolve the issues, and you contributed in project or company or team success. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, so we do have a couple more questions here, guys. Remember, if you guys have any more questions, please post it into the ideal boards, okay? So the next one we have is if you worked in a bank, but your title was not in IT related, can you put it on your resume? You worked as a BA in banking?
Wonderful. So that is a great question. First of all, please understand there are two things I want you to understand. Every job has two things. One is called position and one is called role. So when you are hired in a bank, when you are hired, see the offer letter, what they have written. Many times they write like a special title, like example, either tailor or customer engagement manager or assistant or whatever. That's called your title the day you hire. But during this interactive mode where you're working in a bank, think about what you're doing. So you're working with people, you're working with the process, you're working with the software, technology like that. So you can always interchange your title with the role. So rather than saying business analyst, if you're not working in a business, I would say customer analyst or banking analyst. Analyst word is a very generic where you can use some of the BS skills. If you have not worked in a business specific role, you can come up with a title. So like example, if I work in a like store, let's example JCPenney, then I can say I work as a sales representative. That's much better than I was working in a store. Example, if I work in a subway, then I can say that I was, customer representative or sales representative or marketing representative. That's completely fine because BA use this skill. So this is called Lego block. You are using this skill to perform your current skill. You have to earn somewhere, right? Somewhere you need to earn marketing skill, people skill, process skills, technology skills, business skill. So you earn from the bank. And that's what you need to share. So you need to change the title accordingly. You don't have to say that you worked in a BA. If you feel comfortable, you can do that. But if you don't feel comfortable, you can use different title, which will help you to sell yourself. Make sure your resume should have progressive journey. Progressive journey. Progressive journey means if you're applying for BA, make sure you somewhere you have played work as a BA. But before BA, you may be a customer representative, sales representative, marketing representative, process owner, whatever it is. Make sure you show progressive journey in your resume. If you show that, your chances will be very high. Most likely you will be getting called because if people see that you're climbing ladders, you will have a higher success. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right. All right. So our next question is, do you have the salary we should ask for if we show 4 to 5 years of experience versus 6?
I don't think it matters, as I answered already the questions about salary negotiation. Salary is a lot more uh, dep variable depends. First is the position, second is the title, third is the interview, fourth is where you're applying location wise, right? All those things matter. I have good news. There is no much difference between 4 years versus 6 years. If you ask me 4 years versus 20 years, the difference is only 5,000. So it's not really big difference. Once you cross 4 years, there is not much difference between 4 years versus 10 years. So that is the reason magic is 4 years in your resume. If you write 4 years, you will get almost same salary as a 10 years. You might have 5,000 plus or minus. So answer is not too much difference.
All right. And the last question that we have here is, how long is the internship time length, and which days can we do the internship in person?
Very good question. First of all, internship is right now depends on the availability, but Monday to Friday you do need a 24 hours. Monday to Friday you do need a 24 hours. Now we do give some flexibilities. You pick couple of days, but one day you need to come where your instructor or your point of contact will be available, either Wednesday or Friday. At least depends on the your mentor who is going to give you project or project assignments needs to be with you, because that day that's called we call point of contact. That day we'll have in-person meeting with the interns, but otherwise we need 24 hours. You can make it like 4 days, 5 days, or 6 days, depends on your cycles. You don't There's no defined timeline that you have to work as an intern for X time frame. Minimum, I say it takes around 2 to 3 months to see the magic, because by the time you will feel more confident. Once you get a job, your internship is over. You don't have to do internship forever. Our goal is that you get a job sooner, but sometimes some people get confident in 2 months, some people get confidence in 4 months. There are two type of internships we have. Some internships are paid internships. So in case if you are not working or you're unemployed or you are underpaid, there is an opportunity where our team members can help you to get a paid internship where you can really work as our staff, and you work Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and you make money also. So that's called paid internship. But there are qualified candidates only get the approval, and there is unpaid internship where students can go for certain type of conditions. Now we are expanding this internship a little bit. Paid type of thing means there is a cost associated, because there are a lot of tools and technology and other things we are going to help you. Again, more information you can talk to Harish and our staff. They will provide you more detail. But internship is a necessary thing in my understanding, because training gives you clarity, but internship gives you confidence. So that's the most important part. Many students are getting confidence while doing training because they are really doing more projects and they're investing more time. Those students get a job as soon as complete the training. I have seen students get a job as soon as they complete the training because they are investing a lot more time in a projects. If you are doing labs, projects, group discussions and all, then you may not need training. You can still apply for a job. Those who really need a little bit extra support, internship is provided for those students also. But please contact to Harish and others. The staff member, IT expert staff will help you also and guide you what kind of internships and what type of hours you need to invest for the internship model. Back to you, Jeremy.
Oh, all right. So we had we have two more questions that just came in. One of the questions is, can you please tell us the best programming language worth knowing going into 2023?
The most important thing is, if you ask me honestly, any programming language you learn is the best. but Java or Python. If you are going for data analytics aspects, then definitely Python. If you are going for QA or any programming aspect, I would learn Java, because Java will enable you to learn other language. Python is more for data analytics and cloud side of the wing. So if someone is going for cloud or data analytics, I would encourage you to do Python or R programming, but just you need to know one programming language because it will help you to automate the things which otherwise you have to do manually.
All right, awesome. And the last question that we have here is, should I learn AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud first?
I always suggest people you cannot learn all, right? But what you can learn is the learn market leader because it will give you tremendous opportunity. So if I have opportunity, I would start with AWS and Azure. I would not go for Google Cloud at this moment. Why? Because Google Cloud is not in the market yet too heavily. They're only 7 or 8% in the market. AWS is already, I would say 50+% people are, companies are using AWS, and around 20+% companies are using Azure. So AWS and Azure, which I think we have a cloud combo, talk to our staff, they will help you. In cloud combo, you can learn AWS and Azure. Not only you can learn, but you can also learn hands-on experience and go get certified. At least you should have certification in one aspect, AWS or Azure. And these are transferable skills. So if you know AWS, you can easily work in Azure. And if you know Azure, you can easily work in AWS. Google Cloud is still in a early stage. Not too many companies are using Google Cloud. I'm sure after 5 or 6 years, Google Cloud will be in demand. But right now, if I have a choice, I'll take AWS or Azure.
Right, very good. So that was the last question. Is there any more questions before we end the webinar today? I'll give you guys at least another minute or so to ask any questions that you guys have left.
Yeah, while others are thinking about it, I just want to let you know the career is designed by you. Career is designed by you. Many of you are very serious about career, and I have seen those who are serious, they get success in 3 to 4 months. Historically, we have completed almost 3,000 plus students in IT expert, and I would say 70 to 80% students get job as soon as they complete the training in 3 months. So like example, when they take a training, BA, QA, PM, data analytics, cloud, but as soon as training completes within 3 months, they get a job. That's the first group, which I call a high performing group, because they already started with the mindset that I want to have a job, I want to do my best, and they get a job. The second group who do not prepare in a first attempt, but when they see, oh my God, my team member got a job, and now they start become a serious. And the second time when they repeat the class, which we allow free, they put more effort and they get a job. So they get a job in around 4 to 6 months time. But there is a third group, which is the laggers, or I would say watcher, easy language. They watch entire world transform in front of you, their eyes, but they don't take action. So you need to be ask yourself questions. What kind of group you want to be? A group, which is called high performing, within 3 months you get a job and high paid job, your life will change, your family will be changed, completely transformations. Those people normally make above 100,000 because they have taken the serious actions. It was visible during classroom, during lab, during projects, was visible. So that actions also visible in the projects, in the company, and that's why they get accelerated growth in their career also. Not to mention, once they get a job, they get higher promotions and higher salary. The second group is also welcome because you can make first time mistake, but second time you can correct. But if you don't do the homework, lab projects and all, I will be very honest with you. There is no secret of success. It's all hard work. It's all hard work. It's all hard work and learn from your mistakes. That's all it is. Everyone get a job. Let me repeat. Everyone get job today or tomorrow. We just want to get job now, not after 10 years. Because after 10 years, you will not get 100,000. You may get less salary because there are too many people in the market. They will taking your lunch. So don't be slow in the game. Competition is pretty high and fast. You are smart. You know what you're doing. You have taken a right step to take a training. You are also career oriented. Then why you're slowing down? And don't settle with the lower pay job. Don't settle with the simple job. Remember, 24 hours you can invest 1 hour a day, and within like 3 months you will see the transformation journey. This is your career, guys. In America, worth living life with the high salary. because the cost of living, the high family cost and other costs, it does demand a high salary. IT does give you rewarding salary and exciting career path. You are the only one who is slowing down. Each and every IT expert staff is here to help. These seminars are completely free. Why we are doing, but you can see, ask yourself question. Did you even ask one single question? If not, you are the third group who doesn't want to work for his or her career. If you have asked at least two questions, you are in A group. If you ask one question during the journey, you are in a B group. But if you are just listener, I have a good news for you. You need to take actions. Nothing will happen without actions. So I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best and good luck to all of you in the journey. In case if you have a resume, LinkedIn questions, as Jeremy has showed you, this recording will be available to you. Watch the recording, take actions. Remember, there is no late game here. Today is tomorrow, today, and tomorrow is also going to be today. Everything you have to take now, and those actions will be available now. Once we put the recording available, we'll share this recording to all of you. But we need your help because your success is our success. Once you get a job, your friends and family members will all kind of say, wow, this works great. You have transformed the life and you become an inspiring story to many, many people. And this is the way, one at a time, we are transforming whole community. And we want to start with you. Let's be a good example so you can motivate thousands of people. People will follow your footsteps. We are really counting on you. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right. If that's all the questions that we have for today, I just want to say thank you, Tom, for taking your valuable time and addressing these questions. I also want to thank everyone for attending and participating in this webinar. We will be sharing this video and other details with you guys very soon. As always, IT Expert is your one-stop shop for all your needs, including training, staffing, internship, and job support. Take care and goodbye, everyone.